Hey guys, it's me, Daniel Gill, the Kingdom Ninja from American Ninja Warrior, Season 12 champion and multi-year national finalist. And I'm here in beautiful Colorado. We are at Warriors on a Mission 2023. If you haven't heard, you need to find out as much as you can. This is an amazing event. We're touching so many lives, using our gifts, our talents, our platforms, and our abilities to touch the lives of so many others and encourage them to overcome whatever obstacles they're facing in their own lives. So get a part, get involved, and come out and be here for the next Warriors on a Mission event.
Hi, my name is Suzanne Himka, and tonight I'm at Warriors on a Mission, and we're going to be walking through it. Let's go. In this area, everybody's selling their shirts and their merch and getting their books signed, and this is just the meet and greet area. And in this room back here is the main event. Let's go.
The other thing that I like to live by is this mantra of no limits. I believe that there's no limit to what God can do in our life if we're willing to let God work on our life. It's a little bit of a surrender and a submission piece. So I want to start off just by this evening to say that today's the day. Now, what's today the day for? Obviously, we got some things we're going to see and do, but I want to remind you that God has something for each one of y'all today. Maybe you're a parent, you brought your kid here, and you're like, this is about my kid. Maybe it's a day for you to have an encounter with God in a way you haven't experienced. Maybe it's for one of y'all teens that you're like, okay, I'm interested in this. I want to learn something and see. Or maybe it's even one of our ninjas over here that are going to be leading. Today's the day for them. Today's the day that God's got something for you to see or experience. And this is our opportunity. When someone offers you something as a gift, what do you have to do? I need some feedback. Yeah, that's it. Receive it. That's good. Thank you.
And today I'm going to talk about the power of change, okay? So I want to tell you guys who I am now. I am, like she said 7 times, but I'm 6-time American Ninja Warrior, 3-time national finalist, a pro bodybuilder, a gym owner, personal trainer, and I have 3 wonderful kids over here in the corner, and a wonderful husband, a man of God, who supports me in everything that I do. But I wasn't always that person. So I just want to share a little bit about you, about my past, and hopefully that'll encourage some of you guys that if you guys had a rough past or a rough upbringing, that there is hope on the other side with God. So who I was before. So when I was raised by my grandma and grandpa until I was about 5 years old. My mom, she was out of the picture for most until I was 5. She was addicted to drugs and alcohol, so she wasn't in my life until I was about 5.5, 6 years old. I ended up calling my grandma mom and my grandpa dad because that's who raised me. But those are some of the fondest memories that I had because I had a consistent home life. I was in dance, ballet. I had just a blast living with them. And then when my mom wanted to raise me, she picked me up from my grandma's, and then my life kind of changed after that. So starting out, we did move back with my dad, and that was a really rocky and violent relationship that she was in. But then again, she was addicted to drugs and alcohol, so we ended up leaving and being homeless for a little while. We were in battered women's shelters, we were homeless on the streets, we were living in hotel rooms. We worked for the carnival for quite a few years just to make ends meet, but we did get evicted out of every apartment that we ever lived in because she was addicted to drugs and alcohol. And me, I just wanted to be with my mom. I loved her, and I felt like if I stayed with my mom, that I would protect her and keep her from overdosing, or that she would one day quit because I'm right there by her side. My sister, on the other hand, she was born 2.5 years later. She decided to move with our dad, and flip-flopped back and forth, but she didn't want to be involved with all the drugs and alcohol and never living in a consistent home. I was in 13 different schools before I graduated high school. I moved from down south, I'm in California, all the way up north, and then in Central California, so I was all over. I was always the new kid in school. I was always, it was just always a different town, a different city. I witnessed a lot growing up. I witnessed a lot of violence, drug abuse. I was around it all the time. That was my normal. And so as a teen, I myself got into drugs and alcohol, and I ended up being pregnant at 17 years old, so I was a teen mom. I graduated high school and had to figure it out how I was going to do this. Being pregnant with my daughter, that is what helped me to get off drugs and alcohol, because I didn't want to repeat that same cycle with my daughter. So this was all before I knew the Lord, but God. I did want to go to college. My mom and dad did not finish college, so I knew that I had to finish college because they didn't finish college, and I wanted a better life for my daughter. While I was in college, I knew there was something wrong with me. I was always the last person to finish tests. I was always the last person in the class asking for help. I always struggled in school my whole entire life, but like I said, I was always in different schools, transferring, so it was really rough to be in school. I found out in college that I had dyslexia, and then later I found out I had ADHD. So I didn't even know I had these learning disabilities, but I did not let that stop me, you guys. I finished college, I graduated with my AS degree, and I just wanted to do the best that I could for my daughter. Thank you so much. Even though all that happened to me, God still had a plan and purpose for my life. So someone must have been praying for me, or he just knew. So I live off Romans 8:28, and we know now that in all things God works together for the good of those who love him and who have been called according to his purpose. So even though I did not know the Lord back then, he still had a plan for my life, and that's why I'm here today to talk to you guys about that.